What's up, guys? This is Bumpkins. Today is Wednesday, March 10th. Today is New Comic Book Day. New Comic Book Day means new comic book haul video. As always, I went down to Infinity Flux here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. My favorite place to go. I love going there on a Wednesday, talking to everybody down there. It's always so fun. I got a smaller stack of books today than normal. Just this. Just kidding. No, I actually got this stack as well. So I got another big stack of books, and I'm going to try to go through them real quick because there's a lot. So let's just get started. I picked up the third printing of Amazing Spider-Man 55. I did get the first and second printing as well. I shouldn't say I never do this, get multiple covers, because apparently I do that now. That's a thing that I do. But these covers are awesome. There was the white one, which I think I have put away. There was the red one, and then now there's the blue one. And if there's any more colors, then I'm gonna probably get that as well. Amazing Spider-Man number 61, the A cover. This is the first appearance of his weird-looking new costume, which I think only shows up at the end. So it'll be next issue before we really get to see it. I have no idea why he has it, but I guess we'll find out. And I also got the two-tone variant to that as well, which we'll see some more of these later on. Spoiler alert, I love these covers, and I may or may not have got some for some comics that I don't even read. So then, speaking of multiple covers and that being a thing that I do now, apparently, we got Nonstop Spider-Man number 1, the A cover. I'm really excited about this. A really fast-paced Spider-Man story, like Spider-Man meets Crank, if you're familiar with that movie. Haven't read it yet, but I'm super excited too. So A cover there. Also picked up this awesome Ken Lashley cover. I love Ken Lashley's artwork. He does a lot of, lately I think he's done some Spawn, which looks pretty cool. But that cover looks super cool. And then, if that weren't enough, there is the no cover edition, which looks like, oh, that's not super great. But if you take it out, we don't really have time for this, but we're gonna do it anyway. This white cover is actually a protective sort of jacket that is, that is not actually attached to the book. The reason it's here is, see, it's not stapled. I'm not ruining the book. It's actually meant to come off, and then you get this really nice blue die-cut cover. The reason they put that protective sleeve on there is because this is die-cut, so you can see that is super flimsy. Like, I'm never gonna probably take this out of the bag again, because that is gonna tear so easy. And then you get that image underneath. So it looks pretty cool. And then you open it up, you get the full image, you get the, the spider, but look at how flimsy that is. So super cool of Marvel to give it sort of a protective sleeve. I'm gonna put this back on real quick. And then we've got some Children of the Atom number 1. I just thought this sounded pretty interesting. I don't know any of these characters, and I'm actually not sure. Basically, young versions of some of the X-Men, like Cyclops, Nightcrawler, Gambit, Archangel, and Jean Grey, I think. I don't know any of the characters. I don't know if they've appeared anywhere before, but I just wanted to try it out. Daredevil number 28. Yeah, I've got this on my pull list. Elektra's Daredevil. I can't wait to finally dive into this run. Picking up Eternals number 3. I've enjoyed the first two so far, so I'll just keep going. So, Strange Academy number 9, I've never read. Actually, I read the first issue the other day on the Marvel Unlimited app, and I liked it pretty well. So I'm going to have to continue that. But I got this one because it is the two-tone variant. And then, speaking of two-tones, Immortal Hulk number 44, the two-tone variant. These are really cool. I can't remember if I got one last week, but I know there's a Captain America one coming out. I want to say there's a Black Widow, but I might be wrong about that one. You know what? The only thing about these is that Marvel is using this. I talked about this last week with the Vision Timeless cover. Marvel uses this cheap, thin, white paper for these covers. And I don't know if you can see it on the video. You probably can't. But if you're holding in your hand, you can actually see through the paper and you can see the book. I hate that. Come on, Marvel. Give me some cardstock or something. I'll pay an extra $1. It's bad form. Taskmaster number 4. I actually haven't read past the first issue. I think I missed the second or the third one. But I have the others. And the first issue was really fun, so I want to keep going with that. A series that I'm really enjoying is Wolverine Black, White, and Blood. This is number 4. Nice, cool Black Widow cover. These are just anthology stories. There's like 3 per issue, and They don't tie in anything. They're just really short, self-contained Wolverine stories. Different artists. They're all in black and white and red for all the blood, or Black Widow's hair, I guess. But again, more cheap white paper that you can see through. So that is really frustrating. For my buddy Opie, I got Star Wars number 12, the Leia in Combat Poncho action figure variant. He likes these covers, so I pre-order them when they pop up. And then one thing that it was a nice surprise, I've been looking forward to getting it, but I didn't know it was coming out today and it was going to be there. Savage Avengers trade number 3. So I actually have the first two. I haven't read them yet. The first two collect 1 through 5, 6 through 10. This one is 11 through 16. And then I think I have 18. Wasn't that the King in Black tie-in? Or maybe it was 19. So I feel like I can, at this point, I can start catching up in singles. So yeah, it was super cool to... I was aware that this was coming, but I didn't know it was coming today, so that was a nice surprise. And you know, I didn't even realize it until I was sort of organizing all these for this video, is that there were no King in Black books this week. Like, I felt like maybe I missed some. Did I miss any? I don't think I did. But I don't know. Let me know if there's any King in Blacks that I do not have in this, because I need to go get them. But yeah, I didn't even realize that until I got home. Got home later. So moving on to DC, we've got Batman Urban Legends number 1. This is the B cover, the David Finch Batman in Red Hood. This is sort of like, I don't know if it's really an anthology, because I don't know if the stories continue, but there's multiple stories in there, so it's supposedly a really good Red Hood story that I'm excited to read. We got the Joker number 1. This is the, supposed to be the B cover, I think. I'm not real sure, but it's Punchline. I just thought that was a cool cover, so I wanted to get that one. Superman number 29 with this is the B cover with a wraparound. You can see there's kind of the rest of it, which looks pretty good. It wraps all the way around. Like I said last week, I'm excited to be back into the normal DC universe. I guess we're in the Infinite Frontier era now. I've still got a bunch of future states to read, but I'm excited to start reading some, you know, DC proper titles again. And then a title that I don't know if I'm going to stick with, but I wanted to give it a shot, and I also like the wraparound cover, Wonder Woman 770. I like Wonder Woman. I like her quite a bit, and I like Yara Flor. Newbie is on here. Wonder Girl, Donna Troy, Hippolyta. There's Steve Trevor's on the back. This is another wraparound. Cheetah's on there. So this is cool. I don't know if I'm going to stick with this book, but I wanted to at least give this one a shot. Oh, and that was it for DC. Yeah, it was a lot. DC was a lot smaller this week. Was a lot lighter. But we've got a couple of Image books as well. Deep Beyond number 2. This is the Chiquetto variant. I liked the first one, but it didn't. You know, it was a lot of setup. So kind of like origin, kind of like movies where the heroes go through an origin story, and it's like, well, we've got to get through this to get to the really good stuff. Well, first issues in comics are that way too. So the first issue for this title was a lot of setup, so I'm excited to see the story continue here. One of the titles that I really look forward to every month, guys, is Homesick Pilots number 4. It's an interesting story, but oh my gosh, the artwork in this is so good. I love this. This is one of my favorite books in regards to artwork lately. The colors, everything about it, I love this. So Homesick Pilots, I'm really excited to jump on this one. A new book called Carmen Number One. I don't know a lot about the story, but it sounded interesting, and I'm always looking for good new stuff to read. So we're gonna give that a shot. From Boom, we've got Luna number 2. I did read the first issue of this one, and it's kind of like sort of like, you know, got that, I think it's set in the 70s, and, you know, it's kind of centers around a cult, but in the first issue, we're not supposed to know that it's a cult. It just looks like a whole bunch of really nice people. So we'll see where, but it's got some weird supernatural twist to it, so we're going to see how that plays out. One that I'm really excited about too, from Grant Morrison, Proctor Valley Road, number 1. This is one that, this is set in the 70s as well, and has sort of a supernatural bend to it. Guys, this is one that I probably would have passed on if not for the fantastic videos that my shop, Infinity Flux, puts out on YouTube. Every Friday, they put out a video talking about, they call it Comics from the Future, talking about comics that are coming up on FOC the following Monday. and sort of tell you a little bit about that. And then on Tuesdays, they have a preview review video of comics that are coming out the next day on Wednesday, where they give little reviews, very spoiler free. But it was because of their recommendation that I picked this one up, and I'm now really excited for it. So I'm going to read this one real soon. Another one I really like, Spectre Inspectors #2. The first one was really fun. All ages, but all ages doesn't mean for kids. It just means that kids could read it, but adults can enjoy it too. I thought the first one was really fun. Had a very kind of Scooby-Doo vibe, but a little bit more, not quite so goofy as Scooby-Doo. But I really like this one, so I'm excited to read that. Black Hammer Visions #2. I haven't read the first one yet. I'm waiting to get through more of the regular Black Hammer series. I read the first collected edition and I really liked it, so I've got that waiting for me. God of War #1, bridging the gap between the sort of the first generation of God of War games, you know, God of War 1 and 2, you know, the hack and slash games, and then how Kratos gets to where he is in the new God of War from a couple years ago for the PS4. I played that, love it, so I'm looking forward to seeing this bridge that gap between those games. Redemption #2 from AWA Upshot, sort of a Wild West tale, but set in like a post-apocalyptic world. The first issue was interesting. Yeah, and we'll just see, you know, ready for more of that. Space Bastards #3. The first couple issues were pretty fun. The second issue that I read not too long ago actually tells the story of how we got, or how the Intergalactic Postal Service came to be. So we'll get more of that here. Maniac of New York #2. The first one was really interesting. You know, there is a slasher killer, Jason-style killer, running amok in New York, and they can't kill him, so they just live with him. They just figure out how to live with him. And the first issue was a lot of setup, so hopefully this will actually sort of move the story forward a bit. And then the last one, another title that I really enjoy, Scouts Honor #3 from Aftershock. The first two issues are really cool. Another post-apocalyptic world where civilization has formed itself around the Boy Scouts. Like you know, they find a Boy Scout handbook, and that becomes their Bible essentially. And you know, there's different factions. There's a twist at the end of the first issue. This is a good one. I really like this one a lot. I like the art. I like the story. So I'm always excited when a new issue of this pops up. And that's it. That's plenty. So guys, I appreciate you watching. If you like this video or any of the other videos on my channel, maybe hit the subscribe button. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give it a sarcastic thumbs up. If nothing else, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you picked up today. Marvel, DC, Image, Indies. Were there any King in Black books? I'm surprised if there weren't, but I feel like maybe I missed some, but I double checked my list and there weren't any, so maybe I should go check previews. But yeah, just let me know what you got. Guys, I love comic books. I love talking about them. I could talk about them with a room full of people or just to a camera. So guys, I appreciate you watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.